Good morning, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading. We are looking to see how we can do on this wonderful Tuesday. See if we can make some money off the markets. Haven't yet looked at the charts this morning to see how we did overnight. So why don't we look at the charts this morning and see how we did overnight. My charts are all kind of messed up because I'm experimenting with some stuff, so ignore some stuff. Let's see here. So it looks like the market's been selling off quite drastically here shortly after midnight. Some other news came out last night. We see it fell. Let's see here. Sorry. So the Nasdaq, it's had a excuse me, about a 200 point range. Quick fall for that 200. It's been kind of sideways since. The S&P looks like it did that same fall, which isn't surprising. Nice if I was still awake then, kind of. It would have been nice if I was paying attention at that point in time. Anyway, that's about a 75 point fall. I shouldn't say fall. 75 point range. Came down. Now it's trying to grind back up slowly. Copper. Copper's come down as well. From its high, at least. And it's also kind of grinded back up. It's about the middle of its range. And Q giving us a signal. We'll check that here in 1 second. About 140 ticks on copper for its range. Okay, let's see what NQ's trying to tell us. NQ short into an uptrending SMA line. We won't want to take that. Continue looking at our overnight moves. Ah, hi Jay. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the title. I don't think I can change it now anymore. I need to change it. But yeah, Black Friday sale is still going, so yeah, it kind of fits. I need to make sure I change the title and restream before tomorrow. See if it allows me to change the title here. Okay, let me save it in YouTube. Let's see here. Um, Looking to see what I can see in Twitch. Boop, 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 boop. Aha. Edit. Okay. I think I changed it in both. Thank you for letting me know about that, Jay. I caught it last night. I meant to change it after the stream and I forgot. Copper giving us a notification. Pulling down in the upward trending bands. Not interested. UltraBond, though, coming up from some downward bands. It's been ranging for a while here. Doesn't have and I needed to get above that range here that we can see that's been in for a while. Nasdaq's trying to tell me that I should have taken that trade as it's pushing downward. By the way, folks, I'm not sure if you've noticed this uh, awesome Santa Ox logo that I'm using for the holidays. And I want to thank Jay here, guy that's just been chatting here on Twitch. He's the one that made that for me, and I really appreciate it. I added the happy holidays, but he did the hard work of putting the hat in the pipe, and I really appreciate that. Back to our overnight look. It's like gold was trending up and now it's pulling back. Had about a 16-point range. Up all most of the night, then back. Bonds. Ooh, bonds don't look like it had much. Wait a minute. Bonds didn't. For some reason, TradingView hasn't rolled up to the new bond chart. That's an issue. Need to go to March. Not sure why it didn't roll. It's interesting. That's better. But that's going to make me draw out new lines since it's no longer continuous contracted front. Bop, 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 bop. We have about a 2.5 point range overnight on the UltraBonds, mostly upwards, onwards and upwards to the future. Oh, sorry. Yeah, all these platforms have their a little bit of issues here and there with charts and whatnot. I'm still mad at NinjaTrader for erasing my whole workspace. I need to remember to save the new one. Crude. Crude dog. Uh, Crude's really shot down overnight as well. Something that shot down at the same time. I'm really mad at myself because I was awake then. I just wasn't paying attention. What was some sort of news that hit? It was about a little over 4 points on crude, and natural gas. Natural gas also fell. Now natural gas is down really low. Need to look at that on a daily chart here in a minute. It's down almost 4 points. Well, about a 4 point range, but it's making new lows right now. Let's look at that on a daily chart. I think we're down lower than we're lower than we have been since September. So let's look at this. We're already below. We're at. Let's see. We're at. Where are we at? 45.28. So September 1st is the last time we were this low. That day, it started low and went up. So that's our next, area of support way back there. You can see, we've been in a bull run for most of the year, but seems like it's coming down here as we get into heating season. So maybe that's a, good thing for people in heat. People like heat. I find, I don't like to be cold. Anyway, let's look at the Russell because I'm saying stupid stuff now and I don't know why. Uh, Russell made that same move around that same time. Yellow line's way up here for some reason. Okay. So looks like the Russell actually double bottomed in this area, maybe? Just about. Top was just about there. So about a 58, 68, almost a 70-point range on the Russell, which is pretty huge too. So something spooked the markets last night, and I'm tempted to try and find out what. So let's do a search on futures. Are Why are futures down? I don't see anything popping as of us. Apparently, somewhere last night, for some reason, late last night, uh, the various drug companies raised concerns that the vaccines won't work real well against this new strain that's out. So apparently, that's what spooked the markets. Not sure why that was announced at like midnight. Maybe they were trying to sneak it past everybody. Ah, and welcome, Andy. Thank you for that. Gotta love it when someone spooks the market. That's one great thing about futures is that you can make money when the market's going down. If I had been playing, like, say I played this short signal here on the Russell and got in right there at 22.53.2 and played this move all the way down. Check that. That would have been 21.97. Let's say 50 points for easy. That would have been $2,500. So that, I mean, that's one of the awesome things about futures that either if the market's crashing you can make money, if the market's going up you can make money. And welcome, NDA. So you're a newbie. I saw you subscribed here on Twitch a little bit, or follow on Twitch a couple days ago. Glad to have you. Thank you for joining. Please always feel free to ask any questions you might have, or ask me to clarify something if you don't understand something or anything like that. It's better than just me droning on and on about the same thing. Even though for some reason Jay puts up with me droning on and on and on. So that's our markers overnight. Check agriculture. Ooh, something went wrong. Reconnect. Never saw that on TradingView before. That's interesting. Corn fell. Soybean fell. So it's a little quiet right now as we head toward 8 o'clock on the East Coast. So I'm going to play a little bit here with a different kind of chart that I've been trying to figure out if there's any advantage to. You can see here, this is my normal candlestick chart. This is a Renko chart. You can see it looks kind of smooth. This is that big move here. And I like the smoothness of these charts. Each block is a certain amount of points. 5 points in this case. But you can see it kind of looks cleaner than this. But I'm still not sure whether or not it's viable to trade. So I've been kind of staring at these charts the last few days. Something else I can blame Jay for. He turned me on to the Renkos. Hi, Jay. You see how, this is, is this copper overnight? What do I have this set on? 3 ticks. Well, gotta make sense. I don't know. I need to actually trade it in, yeah, I agree. Eventually I'm gonna have like 4 charts up for each asset. Renko, and 5 minute and 1 minute and, I don't know, something else. But I really think there's something here to be traded, something here to be used for trading, but I don't know. I need to actually take some time on it. Do want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. I see it's a bigger crowd than normal here this early. As always, feel free to say hello in the chat. Join Andy and Jay there that are chatting now. I've now set it up that everyone on Twitch can see the YouTube chatting and everyone on YouTube can see the Twitch chatting. So you can all get involved. Ask any questions, comments, statements, insults, whatever. UltraBond. Wrong one. UltraBond. So you can see here that the bond has really been. We had a fall here around 6. And since then, it's really been in this range. Came up here. Oops. Wrong thing. And boom. Really, this is the range. It broke out of this range once down here and immediately popped back up. But it's been stuck in this range now for like 2 hours. No, it's only an hour. Even so. So we want to see it break out of this range. It's about a 14 tick range. Gold got stuck in a range last night. Let's see, do I still have that up? Oh, maybe it was on these charts. I had it up. Gold. There's gold. Gold and then there hills. Yeah, here, you see these 2 white lines I drew out last night when I was on stream. Got stuck in this range here, broke out once, came back to it. You can see how long it stayed here. Tried to break out again. Tried to break out again. Stay here. And then finally, and you know what? It's interesting because I did kind of look at the charts. Well, everything else went down that news. Gold went up. And I did see this start to go up. In fact, I was even looking at the Renko chart on it as it was going up. Never thinking to look at other things might be falling at the time. I don't know why. So this finally broke out on the news. So, it liked the fact that gold liked the fact that there's vaccine concerns. So gold's a monster. But you can see how long this stayed in this range here, which was basically, a 15 tick range. Broke out once, came back, and just stayed there. And this is one thing you want to watch for. You want to watch for when things are ranging. Look for patterns like this. And when something's ranging, just stay out. Don't I was not going to follow any of these signals until this broke. I think I did take a trade here when this broke. So I got a win last night on gold, and I think that was it right here. But other than that, I stayed. I just ignored any signals that came up. You could have went for a couple scalps of a few ticks maybe, but it's when it's ranging like this, it's so dangerous. But once it broke, right here, this huge candle up. Apparently that was on the Moderna news, and if you could even waited for confirmation for one or two candles, and then got in and just followed this up, or even waited because you had to pull back here, then got another buy signal here, and you could have rode this up for six, 4 or 5 points, and then it never returned back to that range. It stayed up, although starting to come close back down. So it's almost come all the way back. There's definitely some plays here throughout the night. NQ, NQ. What's NQ telling me? NQ. So NQ came down a little bit here, but now it's trying to come back up. It's also, let's see, is it rangy? It's definitely rangy here. Joom, joom. Tried to break out, trying to go about a little higher now. Trying to get things back. NQ. Didn't we just talk about that? Yeah. Now it's kind of quiet on the futures front. About 5 minutes till the top of the hour. Usually you start seeing some more volatility, more volume come in. So now would be a good time to remind everybody that if you feel you're ready to do an eval with Earn the Trade, today is the last day of their Black Friday sale. Links down below in the show notes. 50% off all their Gauntlet minis, and that's for the lifetime of the subscription. So even if it takes you 2 months or 3 months to do the eval, as long as you don't cancel your subscription, it'll stay 50% off each month. So if you feel you're close or if you feel you're ready, definitely a good deal. I don't know what they have planned for December, but I doubt it'll be close to 50% off. Hello, Billy. How you doing? Yes, NQRTY all at once. Looks like the indices are trying to climb up here. Got a buy signal in the ES, buy signal in the Russell. So how you doing this morning, Billy? I'm doing good. Hoping to have a good morning here. I am. Last night I lost a trade on crude. I gained a trade on I got it back on gold and then lost to $50 on ES. So I'm down like $40 on the day to start off here. I think. Let me find that. Counts. Yeah. There we go. $40 in the red. We're gonna fix that here this morning. Trading this morning, Billy? And Jay, are you trading? Yeah, micros can be good. My I try to stick to micros when I'm doing NQ. Cool. Yeah, Tesla looked like it went yesterday. This is Tesla in the Renko chart from yesterday. Went up at the open, over 30 bucks. Stayed pretty high most of the day after that. Be interesting to see. It's come down here in the pre-market, I see. Bounced here a bit. Should be interesting to see what it does. I tried to watch Tesla because it often so highly influences the Nasdaq and the ES. So I definitely try to keep an eye on Tesla. Yeah, Jay, I'm thinking that there might be we need to look at correlation between the signals on the Renkos and the signals on the regular candlestick charts to see if there's a way we can use them to confirm entries. But I haven't dug that deep yet. That's why I have you. You're my tester. See a signal here on crude and a signal on the bonds. So let's look at crude first and Nasdaq. Everything's trying to maybe curl up here. Crude here, top of the hour, bumped up by 14 ticks. We see the Nasdaq giving us a buy signal as well. It seems like it wants to go. Hit a high earlier, 16,331. We're at 316, so it has some room to get back up to that top out from earlier. Copper just sold off here at the top of the hour. Let's look at this ranging. So here's our last real resistance area, or yes, yeah, resistance. You can see that when it came back down, it hit this area right here twice with the wicks, which is kind of where it hit when it came down. When it was coming back up and pulled back again. So we're in about a 30-point range here. If you're on YouTube, please remember to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe as well if you haven't. I do stream 5 days a week, and that way you can get notifications when I go live. It's been pretty much the same schedule now. When I first started doing this, I was just kind of trying to adjust the schedule around things in my life or whatnot. But now I've pretty much got a set schedule. Holidays mess with it a little bit, but Monday and Wednesday evenings, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings seem to be what works now. Continue to try and grow this channel, grow my account, have fun trading futures while we all work to make some money. Grow this little team. You see NASDAQ give us a signal and then immediately kind of nosedive back. We'll see if it heads back up. Ooh, big move down there. Seven points. Oops, not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Gold gave us a short signal here. But it's kind of like being weird. But it definitely should have taken it, I think. So of the latest signals, the NASDAQ so far wouldn't have worked. Gold is trying. Copper sent us a short signal here on this 13 tick candle down. It recovered by 7 ticks, but now it's continuing to go down. So maybe I'm always hesitant when there's a huge candle like that, because usually it does reverse, which it did, but now it's continuing to go that direction. This candle here, this reversal candle, 40 to 90, would not have stopped me out. So right now this has gone 40 to 20. That's it. That looks like a bigger move than what I thought. Really. It's only would be down 4 ticks from our entry, so we see that the bonds are still in this range. Toward the upper part of the range now. Range is completely inside the Bollingers for now. So we got this buy signal here, but so far it's not giving us anything. Want to see it get above this 199.14 area. We're at 199.11, so it's not far away. But you can see, it's come up, flush down, come up, come down, come up, still trying. Let's put an alert on that. If it breaks it, we'll get a notification. Russell and Copper. Copper's continuing to move downward now. So now it is getting close to what would have been a profit target. What was that other signal? ES. No follow through on the ES. You can see, I mean, if you look at the ES and the Russell, and then the Russell is oftentimes the rebel of the group of between the Dow, the NASDAQ, the ES, and the Russell. But the Russell, these charts look almost the same. Boom, boom, boom. platinum, which I don't chart. I may one day, but for now I have them up. Big fall there on platinum. Natural gas. Giving us a buy signal. Let's see, this short signal here on gold looks like it would have given us 16 ticks. This time of day, I'm usually looking for more. ES and NQ again. NQ, see, came up, came down. Now, NQ is now nearing the bottom part of this range that I pointed out earlier. We want to see it break that range, get back down to this area. Copper, now heading back up. Crude, still heading downward. These not have been really smooth moves, I will say that. I mean, this short signal would have worked. Well, looking for 22. Yeah, it would have worked. Oh, big move down there. I'm a little hesitant just because everything looks so choppy, but maybe I need to stop being hesitant. As you can see, this buy wouldn't have worked, but this, I mean, that, well, actually, I mean, now look at this. This wicked down big time and immediately came back. I mean, it went down 14 ticks, immediately shot back up, and is now in green. And now it's back to red. So the market's definitely indecisive this morning so far. Not a lot of follow through. We might be looking for more of a scalp day than looking for full profit target. You got to try and adjust your trading to market conditions. What works one day might not work the next. You got to look at, you know, what the market's doing. What's your average candle size? Some days your average candle on ES might be, only 2 ticks. Other days it might be 10. So you really, you got to watch that and figure out where what you want to try and get out of the market on each trade. Excuse me. NQ again. Still sideways. Now copper. So if we look at these moves on copper, it looks kind of ugly. This looks like this bicycle might have worked. Let's see. This would have move would have went. Oops, that's why. Would have went 15 ticks before ending. I normally look for 20. I would have been enough to move my stop to break even, which would have been a bummer. This one, we're about 40% of the way. Let's see what gold's giving us a buy signal looking similar to what copper just gave us. And it's kind of going there without me. See, it topped out here. If you look at this, it's topped out the same area at least 3 different times. Right there, yeah. 95.3. It's just about, though it's showing some strength here. Can it break through? Well, yeah, it just broke right through that line 10 seconds after I drew it, but pulled back to it. So it broke through it by 4 ticks and then pulled back right away. NASDAQ has broken that uh, support line. So we're bringing up a micro NASDAQ chart. We're going to go with 2 micros if this current green candle goes back to red. There's my MNQ chart. Gold is continuing to go. So, wait, that's copper. So copper would have reached price target. Gold did reject off that resistance line I drew. Let's go try again. Waiting to see whether this NASDAQ symbol goes back to red. You can see it, it gave us a signal, broke this range that it had been in, but it's come back up to it. So it comes back down to this level of about 16,296. That's what we'll look to get in. Remember, it's all about looking for the right entry. Looks like this is a reversal. So it looks like instead of really breaking out of the range, it just maybe expanded the range a little bit. It tried to and it failed. Coming back up here, 7-point candle up. Up. So for now, we'll forget about the NQ. In fact, NQ just gave us a buy signal. You see how almost the SMA line and the EMA both are hanging out here and almost totally horizontal. And it always gives me pause to get into trades when things are horizontal because it really could be either way. You really want to start seeing something, a trend one way or the other. Back here to our bonds, UltraBond also still in this range. You see this buy signal would have failed from, well, I mean, it went up 2 ticks. This, short signal would have reversed right away by 3 ticks. Would have came down and gave you like 3 ticks. But it's just in this range. And it hasn't broken out yet. It's hanging in the middle. You can see here on gold, this resistance line that I drew out here, which it reversed off here, it did the same thing again here. Just 4 minutes later. Came up, tried to get past this 1795.3 and rejected off for a second time. UltraBond gave us another signal, but it's just bouncing, basically bouncing band to band. And there could be plays there for a couple ticks each time. It's kind of the only worry you have is that eventually it's going to break out of this range. So if you're trying to play band bounces, one time it's going to go against you, but you might get 3 or 4 good plays out of it before it does. And see, this just made another big move up. By big, I mean 4 ticks. So it came down to the band, and it did bounce 7 ticks off the band, giving us this buy signal again. It's 2 ticks away from that line I drew to indicate the range. Now it's 1 tick. I'll tell you what, let's keep a bond chart up just in case. Let's get our UB chart. It's right there. This might be, this could be, this might be where it breaks the range. Not quite yet. Boom. There. It just went above it. Oops, I knocked my chart down. Good job, Brian. We're going to take a chance here. First, we're going to get the right parameters before we take that chance. We are going to buy the bid. Try and get in on the bid with a limit order. Just because, okay, we're filled. We are filled at 199.15. Looking for 7 ticks. We did just break that out of that resistance. Let's see if it continues to go above. This is a bit of a risky trade because we've seen like with gold where it broke the resistance. And actually, if you look down here in the bottom left-hand corner, gold is still hanging right around that line trying to break it. But for now, we're in our bond trade. We're up 1 tick. We'll see if it can continue to move up here. Ah. Yeah, where'd it go? There it goes. Oh, we're up 3 ticks. Put this always on top. We'll expand it a little. Copper giving us a signal. We're up 4 ticks. 5. Pull back to 3. Looking to see, we are at another resistance area. And QES giving us signals as well. Let me move this to this side to see what NQ. NQ's trying to come back down. So, blowing up the ES chart here, I'm sorry, the UB chart, you can see here, if we go all the way back to here, which is about 2 hours ago, we struggled at this level. Came up right here. It hit 19 twice, which is right, we're at 20 right now. So it's struggling to get it right above that area. Trying to give it a little bit of a chance. But I'm also tempted to cut it there for the $156 win. Oh, right, there it goes. There we go. My trailing stop is now moved to a guaranteed 4 ticks in the profit. Hopefully it'll continue to go up. Right now the trade itself is 7 ticks in the profit. Oh, pulling back. See if it, okay. So pull back to my trailing stop. We had that was a 4 tick winner. Move this down. So now up $85 on the day because we were down 40. See here in the executions, we got in at 199.15, stopped us out at 199.19. Trade lasted 2 minutes and 55 seconds, and we made $125. So $125 in 4 minutes. No, a little less than 3 minutes. That's a pretty good hourly rate. Thank you, futures prop trading. And how are you doing this morning? So we look back on gold. Gold finally did get above. Oops. I don't know where I had that, so what was really it? Gold did finally get above this resistance area while UltraBond did the same thing. So ultimately, this signal here would have been good, but I wanted to wait until I got above. It's only, it's above by 4 ticks so far. It's going a little higher. Thank you. Which firm are you trading with? Futures prop trading. So gold just rejected and back down below. So it just kind of expanded this range right now yet by a few ticks. Oh, excellent. E2T is obviously my favorite. So looking for our next entry here. See that the bond is continuing to go up. There was a pullback, knocked us out of the trade. I'm happy with that 4 tick win. Obviously, it's continuing to go, and eventually, once I have more of a buffer, I'll run more than one contract. And on a trade like this, I'll take the profit on one contract early, and then kind of let the other one run further behind. Try and get more out of a move. So as you can see, this is definitely broken out of its range. We got in at 199.15, and it's now up to 199.27.28. So that, you know, right now this would be about $400 in profit if I had stayed in that trade. But you don't want to get greedy and end up turning a winner into a loser, so you take your profit. And, eventually I'll run 2 to 3 contracts instead of just one, and be able to get more of a move in any asset when I do that. Remember, you also want to manage emotions. After a good trade like that, you get some adrenaline going, and you're like immediately want to find the next trade. And you guys still got to be careful of watching and picking going with your trading plan, and not just jumping into something. Crude's dumped down big time. Wasn't watching that. By the way, apologize for if you hear the train noises. I live very close to a train track. When you live in Illinois, you're like always live close to a train track. There's a huge move down here on crude. Everything's kind of dumping. Is there news this morning at 8:30 that I forgot about again? Nasdaq. Yep, Nasdaq broke out of its range here big time. Well, I shouldn't say big time. You know, big move down. Finally got out of that range, although it has not gotten below this prior pullback. So we'll see what it does here. Everything's just all of a sudden red, except for, well, even gold's a little red. So let me see if there's news I missed. Really need to keep track of this calendar. Economy calendar. I don't see any news right now yet. We have house price index coming up in the top of the hour, and at 10 Eastern, Powell and Yellen will be speaking. So that could be interesting time. And GHGHG. Let's see. So let's see what copper's doing. Copper's rebounding. Everything's rebounding. So again, this was not a sustained fall. We're still in this. Basically, we're still in this range. NQ has basically expanded its range just a bit, but it's still a range. Copper looks like it's starting to have follow through on its signals, though. This would have also gotten our profit target. Nasdaq has no follow through at all. Crude bouncing now, so is natural gas. S&P is still trying to come down now. Is the Nasdaq doing the same? Nasdaq, well, that's crude. Nasdaq again coming back down, hitting these same support areas. It's looking like it wants to continue downward, but you don't want to get that bias until it confirms it. Gold. Ooh, big candle up here on gold. 18 ticks, sending us a long signal. Again, it's right at that same resistance area as earlier. Let's bring up a gold chart. Oh, my gold chart on Rankos. Oops, not even a good Ranko. Got to fix that. Uh, didn't fix that. There we go. Okay, so Nasdaq did break down through that resistance. I'm sorry, support, but bouncing again. So you can see, you don't really know when it's going to happen. But here, I mean, this short signal so far, obviously, would have been good. But so far, only for about, and it's pulling back now. So we've got 10 ticks out of it, and 10 points, I'm sorry. We see gold again has three straight 1 minute candles bouncing off that resistance. My God, this is we're having, if we wanted to get some early morning drinking, we could have a drinking game every time I say support and resistance this morning. Russell. Russell giving us a buy signal. We see the indices are all curling up again. ES giving us that same buy signal. We do have downtrending SMA line on the Russell, slightly downtrending on the downtrending on the S&P, slightly downtrending on the Nasdaq. Yep, rejected. Seeing red right away. ES those trying to stay green. ES giving us that buy signal now. What's the NQ doing? NQ, oh, again, I keep going to the wrong chart. NQ's doing the same. Does he not get giving us a signal? Signal's pulling back here on the S&P as well. Let's see what it does. Right there, right on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on a prayer. We're halfway there. I'm gonna buy a bid on the ES, I think. I was gonna go on that ES, but I don't know. It's gonna already going up a point. I don't like to chase. I was hesitant only because of these downtrending bands, not bands, downtrending SMA line, but apparently that was a good signal. Up a point already. Nasdaq has not yet sent us a signal. Usually it does. Well, there it has. Now it has. Never mind. So let me find an NQ chart. An NQ chart. Oh, pull back. This is showing a reversal candle here on the NQ. See if the others pull back as well. Yeah, they did so far. So this signal only would have gotten us 7 ticks so far. So maybe it was better I didn't get it. Oh no, here we go. Never mind. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Gold also going for a ride finally. Big time breakout of that uh, range that it was in. So everything went from sad to good right now, although copper really didn't. And now Nasdaq's pulled back again. By the way, the play here on gold would have been after this candle here, jumping in on this one at 1795.9. We will be up over 2 points at this point. See, Nasdaq's now kind of riding down that downward trending SMA line. Russell and S&P kind of doing the same. S&P is more sideways. Russell's riding the SMA line like a slide. Gold was the play here, and I didn't grab it because I was concentrating on something else. It's one of the dangers of trying to trade too many things at once, or I shouldn't say too many, but eventually I'll have enough screens to be watching everything. It's part of my evil plan to take over the world of futures. As you can see, if you remember our bond trade earlier where we got 4 ticks, it's continuing to go. from where we got in now, it's gone up 18, 19 ticks, 20 ticks, which have been over $600. But again, I'm not bitter at all. No. Green is green. Again, if you're tuning in this morning, I thank you, and please feel free to say hello in the chat, ask questions, or give me your thoughts on anything that's going on in futures, or you know, tell me how much money you spent yesterday on Cyber Monday, if you spent any at all, or Black Friday, or uh, Small Business Saturday. And I guess today is Giving Tuesday. I have a buy signal shooting up here on the Nasdaq again. So let's see what the other two indices are doing here. Okay, so had this come up, pull back. Now it's trying to go higher on the ES and the Russell. Keep an eye on the NQ here. Did not sustain that buy signal. It's just giving it again here. Almost a full minute left on this candle. Real quick look over here. Each one of these blocks on the on this Renko chart would have been 5 points. This one would have been scary. Just trying to see whether or not this is viable. This, this looks like some of this would be good. Got to play with it some more. So let's go back to there. Okay, NQ is looking stronger now. So let's again find an NQ chart. We are going to buy the market now. We're filled on 2 micros on NQ. About 45 minutes from the bell. Bells will be ringing in about 45 minutes. Trust me, you don't want me to sing. Just pulling back here hard. So this is a big rejection. I wonder if I missed something. Let's see, it comes back. We were about sideways here on the SMA. Oh, that's fine, Andy. You don't have to talk. I just, I make sure people, feel comfortable to talk or ask questions or whatnot. Yeah, I'm not trying to say anybody has to talk or whatnot. I want people to feel welcome and comfortable if they have questions or whatever. So many people, they hesitate to ask a question because they don't, they feel it might be a dumb question or, feel they might be judged. And I don't want anyone to feel like that. I want everyone to realize that, I do this to help people, learn, and hopefully we can all start learning to profit together. And I've learned a lot by doing it. So, just by explaining things makes, sometimes I'll be explaining something and I'll realize that, something pops in my head to make me realize, wow, that really does work and something like that. So, it's nothing, it's definitely not compulsory to talk. I'm not going to ban you if you don't talk. Okay, I'll get you after the, uh, I'll get you after the stream's done. I'll get those materials to you. So NQ here is kind of just being funny. It came up here and it's just kind of consolidating halfway back. If we were to draw out resistance, okay. Well, I'll find you. Um, I did see there was a message in there. I just hadn't got to it because I wake up and I literally within 25 minutes of waking up, I'm live on these morning streams. So half of that time's getting the stream ready. So it's like usually I respond after. We're down $10 on this trade so far. It's trying to come back up. Let's blow this NQ chart up. See, we had this in the range. We're still in the range. Let me move this up here. We'll continue to watch it. I mean, we can watch it both charts really. And we're still in this big range here. We tried to get inside this range. Resistance area, it came up here, pulled back, which is where we got into this trade. There's another one here at 19. Now we're seeing now we're seeing some momentum. Big move up. Copper also giving us a signal. Copper also giving us a signal. Copper giving us a signal. Looking, there we go. I don't. I wouldn't exactly know how to set that up. If someone would want to give me advice on something like that, I would be glad to. I do understand where people have trouble chatting and trading at the same time. And I definitely agree that that would be, you know, good, but I'm not sure. I still figuring out a lot of the tips and tricks around YouTube and Twitch. But I'm definitely open to something like that if I could figure out how to do it. We're up $24 on this trade so far, which is about 7 points. It's broken out of that. Well, I wasn't even watching this, but it's right at the top of this range that I drew out earlier. No, it's not the top of the range. Never mind. That's the support area. I mean resistance area. I drew out earlier. So let's see if I can get through this resistance as I stumble over what the heck it is. It's kind of just hanging here, right below that resistance point. See if we can blast through that, or if this is going to be a reversal. Looks like it's wanting to reverse. It's 2 micros, so I can give it room, you know. You don't want to turn a winner into a loser, but in the same token, it's micros, so it's not that big of a deal. Which I really shouldn't say, because, I mean, every little bit helps. Going to try again. Copper moving up, giving us a buy signal here. Strong buy signal. That copper's really going there. It's 15 ticks on this candle into the third Bollinger Band, which makes me think it's going to pull back on the next candle before going, if it goes. Our NQ trade that we do have open here is again right at that resistance area, trying to break through. Again, bounces off. Oh, there we go. My trailing stop is now trailing. Wow, that was a brilliant statement right there, wasn't it? My trailing stop is now trailing. So I'm now guaranteed profit on this trade. It's pulling back here some on the NQ. See if it continues to move up. NQ likes to be bouncy. So it got through that resistance and now it's back below it. So, and really kind of struggling here. Let's see whether or not it can make it back through. It got up to as high as 2150. Oh, there we go. Now we're moving up. There we go. Now we're moving on up. Okay, we're out of one. We pull back to my trailing stop on one. We're still in on the second micro, just trailing much further behind. Wow, look at that go. It's getting up toward the top of that range I drew out earlier at 33. This candle is a 13-point candle. My trailing stop just continues to follow by about 3 points. There we go. Continuing to move up. Wow. Totally blew through that resistance there at 33, 333. Gonna pull back here, I think. Probably, no, maybe not. Up, continuing upwards. Onwards and upwards. Wow. Big move up there. Yes, I get a little excited when trades are going in my direction. Look at this. I wish I went in with a regular contract, but I'm not gonna. Okay, pull back. Stop this out of our trailing stop. That was an excellent trade. Excellent trade there. Let's look at our stats. Get that out of the way. And then Q, we bought two at 16,311. First one exited about 16,321.50, so just under 10 points. Second one went all the way to 48, so that was a 37-point winner. 37 points and 10 points. We were up, what were we up? $85 on the day. We're now up 178.50 on the day. So that was about 85. Math is hard. $93. $93 on two micros. Thank you, Aman. So now what we can do is, well, we'll get rid of this resistance line because that obviously didn't matter. I'll keep this range here because we've seen sometimes things come back down in range. We see this is still going. So something happened that the market liked. I'll keep those points there for now. I don't like to have too many lines in my chart because they get messy. Gold during that time kind of consolidated as we were watching this go. I'm sure the ES did the same. Yeah, ES did basically the same move as did the Russell. Crude was moving up, natural gas down. We're just about at the 9 o'clock hour, 30 minutes from Silver Bells. Yes, you're going to get the Christmas jokes all month. I apologize. So Nasdaq's continuing to push up. Again, you never know where the top's going to be. You're not going to hit the exact top. So I'm not going to be upset that, I got out early. My only upset was that I didn't go in with two. I'm sorry, not with two, but with a regular. If I go on a regular mini there, that would have been over $700. But again, green is green. So far this morning, I'm 2 for 2 on trades. Last night, I was 1 for 3. So 3 wins, 2 losses. So far on the day, which gets us to about $178. UltraBond, giving us a buy signal all around. It broke out of that range, but then started creating a new one here. Although that's a strong buy signal here. This is the range it was in earlier. Then this was another resistance area. We can get rid of that. Now we're, kind of creating a new range. Got up to 202.02 earlier. That's where we're at now. 202 again. That's where it's topping out. So again, now you're looking for it to get above there before you want to jump in. Which it did for a second and then pulled back again. Ah, keep hitting the wrong thing. The Nasdaq did pull back here. Found its top for now. That was a nice run though. It's always fun to be in those runs. Just looking over some news and stuff here. That's why I'm quiet. So this bond did pull back. If you ever hear me get quiet, it's just because I'm checking out news or looking for anything that might be popping up for me. And we got the Russell, the ES, and the copper, and the copper. Like it's an official thing. So you see, copper came out with that big candle here a few minutes ago that I was talking about, and it immediately rejected off that third band, came back down, and it's actually lower now than what it started at. Crude here, trying to come down. Um, see, Nasdaq came down, pulled this, had a pull back from that epic run we were in, as now trying to head back up. So it's continuing up. So this is interesting, So now we're, 24 minutes or so from the U.S. Open. It's definitely seeing bullish momentum on the indices and on gold. Treasury bonds are still kind of sideways. It'll be interesting to see what kind of day we have. If you look at the Nasdaq, that was that run there the on Renko's. Again, it would have been a good entry there. But look at the Nasdaq for the day. We're still only about right in the middle of the range. We had this Moderna crash here, and this has been a rangy. It finally broke out of basically this range here. But we're still 80 points away from the high, which happened shortly after the open. Next major resistance. What signal did I just knock down? Russell. We'll check that here shortly. So if we look at for resistance points going up, it's already broken through all the resistance points from this range. Next major resistance is basically here. See where it came down from this area here and tried to come up a couple of times before the big rejection down. So 406.50 is the next major area of resistance, followed by right above that at about 16 or 17, and then after that just the high. So if it does have bullish momentum, you're going to if it takes off at the open, these levels are what you want to look for at those 6 and at 17. If you're in and you see it starting to struggle or hit that area, you might want to take your profit there. And if you're jumping in, you might want to be careful that be jumping in before if you're real close to those. Hey, Mr. Higgles, haven't seen you in a while. Do I think the NQ is going to sell off? I don't know. I try not to take guess. Um, obviously it sold off overnight because the Moderna CEO had some negative talk about vaccines and the new variant. But it's showing some, after ranging most of the night after that, it's starting to show some strength here. But I can never predict what's going to happen at the Open. The Open's wild and wacky. Yeah, Mr. Higgles, I just got out of an NQ trade where I got 37 points off of it on a micro. Hey Higgles, the last time you were here, you said somebody was going into labor in your house. How did that all turn out? Oh, I don't know the situation, so but I'll say congrats. You see here, this treasury bond. I kept these lines drawn out, and we're back below this support resistance line. I feel like we should have a Lion King graphic right now, Mr. Higgles. Uh, so we're seeing this reject down some. It would have gotten the 7 ticks I look for off that short signal. Obviously, this buy signal would have been a bust. The SMA line is still kind of, it's like horizontal. The bands are almost horizontal, slightly expanding. Uh, I don't know the answer to the first part. How does that affect the bond market? I don't know. I'm not sure if you ever watched Canadian Futures Trader, his videos on YouTube. He's the one that turned me on to the Treasury bonds. I like the bonds. They do seem to, they seem to have some consistency to them of getting, the 7 ticks I look for. The major problem with the bonds is it has the largest tick value. Each tick is $31.25. So, yeah, if it goes bad against you, you're going down by $31 a contract each tick against you. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to trade it. But I mean, I have a win on the bonds this morning, 4 ticks for 125 bucks. I've really, it's become one of my top four. This window here is my top four: the NQ, the gold, NQ, gold, copper, and the UltraBond. The ZB instead of UB is a little less volatile. It runs almost in sympathy with the UltraBond, but it's not quite as wild. Yeah. So we're about 16 minutes from the bell. I'm going to be muting on and off here as I eat some breakfast, but I'm going to be watching the charts. I'll keep moving the charts, and if I'll keep coming back on voice as when I don't have anything in my mouth, and if anything interesting happens. Seeing a possible pullback here on the indices. We see the Russell, the S&P, and the NQ all red here in the last few minutes. We're still about 15 minutes away from the bell. You can see the ES and the Russell gave us short signals here, but it was in the uptrending bottom Bollinger Bands. And I really don't like taking trades too close to the open. So I'm just letting those roll. NQ is also teasing a signal. It's come back up now. Gold, you can see gold's kind of rangy here in the last 15, 20 minutes or so. Tight bands. Everything's kind of breathing now and waiting for the open. Gold sending us a signal, but it's just there right now. It's just bouncing off the bands. It's a tight bounce too. It's only the bands are only about a little over a point between the two of them. So you could say there's not much point. UltraBond's trying to pull down back into that area that it was in earlier. It's bouncing off this support area now that was resistance back here. When it finally broke out of that range, it went up nicely. Now it's pulling back right back into that area, although it bounced off that support. My cat has decided to join me. We're making seeing the screen kind of tough. Gold's sending us a short signal here, seeming like it wants to maybe try and trend down. We see that prior resistance area would provide support. Cat's gone. We're about 12 ticks above that support area. We'll kind of watch that. 10 minutes to the bell. You can see the NASDAQ is kind of creeping up here. Anyone planning on playing the open? That last buy signal in copper would have looks like it's would have been good. We've gotten close. If I had a bias for the day, I would think that at the open, the NQ is going to head back up and maybe touch that 93, 92 area. I'm not sure it's going to have a bullish run the rest of the day to get back up to its high of the day. But we'll see. Okay, breakfast has been eaten. Supplements have been taken. And I'm all yours for the rest of the session. You can see UltraBond's coming down, and it's now bounced twice off this resistance area, support area. See whether or not it gets through there. We'll bring this up here. We'll watch ES and the NQ at the open on this. So I got my Renkos here on the NQ. UBH, HGH. The bond's coming back up off that support area. Copper would have went to our profit target if I had taken that. I was kind of not sure why I didn't take that. That was a good, would have been a good signal, and I don't know why I didn't take that. Oh my God. Gold did not follow through in that downturn. Back up to the SMA line on the one. Tesla pre-market is showing strength, so that probably explains the Nasdaq strength as well. Since 740 to now, it's gone up about 14 bucks. It looks like, or 840 Eastern. Continuing that trend, that move up. Bonds are continuing to come down, but let's blow this up here. You can see this is the prior resistance from that prior resistance from that range. Broke through, came up. This line doesn't matter. Then now it's come all the way back down to that resistance, and it's bounced on it 3 times. Once, twice, 3. So this is definitely an important area. Be interesting to see whether it can break through. Obviously, this short signal would have been good. These signals before that would not have been. Obviously, this buy signal would not have been, and this one would have stopped me out on this reversal. We're about 2 minutes to the bell. Let's see. Let's see what happens if it goes up or down. Nasdaq's kind of sideways here the last 5 minutes or so. We are just about a minute. NQ's reversed about 12 minutes on this 5-minute candle. 12 minutes? 12 points on this 5-minute candle. Yep. I'm my bonds have gotten below that support area. Let's see if it holds. See what happens at the open with that. 30 seconds or 36 seconds. Ten seconds. Starting off, coming down. down about 9 points, 11 points, fluctuating here. 15 points, 3 points on the ES. So far, we're seeing a bearish momentum. Not a real explosive opening at this point, but we are down 24, 20-ish points on the NQ. It's only about 2 points on the ES. Let's check what everything else is doing here. Let's just go here. We see that we see crude up about 20 ticks. Natural gas didn't care. The Russell's showing strength. So the Russell's going the opposite way of the other indices, although we now do have a green 1-minute candle on the S&P. The bonds are still hanging right around that support resistance area. No big moves from them. Copper, no big move there. NQ, you see, is continuing to come down. It's now back inside that range I drew out earlier. So I was wrong. I thought it was going to go up. So you see it coming down. Although, well, it's kind of bouncing off that support area. Gold is kind of meh. So now, so now we have some. Why does that look different? Oh, it's a 5-minute candle. That's why it looks different. That makes sense. So we have a big 8-point candle here on the S&P. So maybe I was right. I said it was going to go up. I'm a brilliant genius. So big 32-point candle upwards on the Nasdaq. Completely, and now 17. Okay, so now we're starting to see the wildness that we're used to. The thing that makes me stay out of the trading the open. Uh, kind of consolidating. Copper's continuing to go up. UltraBonds hugging that support resistance line. Copper definitely showing strength, trying to head back up toward its high of the day. Anybody make any trades since the open? QLGM. Well, let's first. So you see Tesla since the open has continued its rise up. QLGN. Was that the hot stock of the day yesterday, Mr. Higgles? Gold trying to go back up. Oh, I kind of missed that. Messing with Tesla. Though we have resistance. I'm starting to pay attention to support and resistance more. I need to see whether that's good or bad. As you can see, this has come up multiple times here in that range of 17.99.1 and rejected. Once, twice, three, four. This would be number 5. It's number 5, the charm. I knocked down a signal. What was it? NQ. NQ's up. NQ rejected back down. So now it's back into that range I drew earlier, just like I talked about earlier. And it's coming back up. It's totally bipolar this morning. Those offerings suck. You never know when they're going to come, and they just take all the wind out of the sails. UltraBond did bounce off that support. Now heading back up and giving us a buy signal. Let's try and give back our profit for the day. Maybe not. It's going to enter a bond trade, but I don't know. We'll see if I was wrong not to enter. Would have entered at 199.20, so we'll see. It's already up to 22, so yeah, probably wrong. That's my problem. I hesitate. I get profit and I start hesitating. Not always a bad thing, but oh, we see copper coming down. It's copper on the look like of the 5-minute. So copper's definitely rejecting down here. This is a wow, 28 ticks down. So let's mark this off on the chart. See if we would have got our 7 ticks. See if I made the mistake of not getting in here. I can already tell I did. Already be up 5 ticks. NQ down, up, up, down, down, up, down. It's like it's exercising. Maybe it needs to exercise to show some strength. Yeah. UB again. Okay, so it has not yet hit our 7 ticks. Waiting for the next good signal. 2 for 2 in trades this morning. Want to go 3 for 3. Like to have another nice big move like we saw there on the NQ. Tesla pulling back a bit now. Back down on the NASDAQ. ES hasn't been as bumpy, but crude, definitely a big pullback there. Though a really late signal there on the 1 minute. I mean, it pulled back by over 60 points before getting that short signal. Did I have this set up right? Seems odd that, yeah, late signal there. Natural gas is sideways. And now we see a bounce on the S&P. Are we bouncing up? We're bouncing on the NASDAQ again. No sense of direction right now. Russell, ooh, Russell up. This is on the 5 minute chart, but at the open it went up 11 points and came back down 11 points, and now it's up 8 points. That's yucky. See what that looks like on the Renko. 1 point per bar or box. Would have been hard to play, but possible. Did get a buy signal on natural gas. I haven't been brave enough to trade that on a Gauntlet account yet. So here copper, it came down here into uptrending Bollinger Band, so I would not have taken that trade, but I could have marked this off, and I could mark this off, and if it gets below here, this level, closes, a candle closes below that level, that'd be an area that I then try and follow that short if it gets there, because you can see, it's not big pullback there, but it's like it's trying to straighten out the SMA line and maybe trend it downward. Ooh, big 3 point candle here on gold all of a sudden. Big, massive candle going upwards on NQ. Everything's heading up. Bonds, something, something just tickled the market. 5 point candle now on gold. This is just heading upwards. Obviously, Captain Obvious. We're at a high on the day on gold. Blew through the high of the day on gold. Look at that. Higher day was about 800. I'm sorry, 1800-7, all the way up to about 1805 even. So I'm not sure what just tickled the market, but something tickled the market. Again, you can see here I had this resistance line drawn out, and you can see that it came up here a couple of times, and it burst through in this candle. Now, if I had an alert on that, maybe I could have jumped in on that. I mean, it's a 1 minute candle. It went up, you know, $470 in 1 minute. I could have probably got in halfway, though I would have been hesitant because you never know where it's going to top out at when it's going like that. I could have got in on this buy signal, and it's something I got to look at is if paying attention to the support and resistance ends up hurting me. Because if I looked at this resistance point and said no to this buy signal, and this buy signal obviously, this time of day I'm looking for 3.5 points. And obviously it would have got me there plus probably, with a trailing stop going up with that, it would have probably got me, you know, a couple more points out of it before stopped me out on my trailing. So I looked at that support and resistance and said no to this, even though there was no other reason to say no to that. So does support and resistance hurt me more? I don't know. Because there's also, honestly, there's no reason to say no to this short signal either. But I did because it was so close, it was staying in this range. So both of these short signals wouldn't have worked. So now I'm not sure why I don't have a 200 EMA on this chart. Why don't I have a 200 EMA in this chart? 200, I have a 9? I never use a 9. That's kind of odd. Boom, 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 boom. That's better. Now, I could have just taken any trade that was above the EMA. That would have worked. This buy signal, even this buy signal wouldn't have stopped me at it with my normal stop loss this time of day. You see, this is still going. All these buys would have worked. All these shorts would not have. So sometimes, I struggle with this whole following the EMA thing because you do end up missing good trades at times. But I'm thinking, I haven't had time to do the stats on it. See, I would love to be able to chart out how many trades work by following the 200 EMA versus how many don't. But I haven't had that time. I need to hire a statistician or get some sort of computer program that could tell me. So NQ did do that big move up there, and now it just there's anyone that's in NQ right now, and probably ES2 is getting churned out. I don't know how anyone's playing the indices right now, even the Russells being difficult. Crude is being kind of difficult. Natural gas is giving a nice little run there, but copper looks like it wants to continue to come down here. It's touching this line I drew, and the bonds are going up. They're being good boys. Bonds and gold are the good boys right now. Or girls, I don't know. I've never checked the genders of an asset. Yep, there we just broke that line on copper. 20 seconds to go on this candle. There's a copper chart. It's not below, right? It's right on that line. Did not finish below the white line, so we'll wait. You can see NQ there behind the, in the upper left-hand corner, trying again. Another big candle up. So copper's bouncing there, so we won't worry about that for now. Bounced off that support again. You can see now it's bounced off this level 3 times. Down, okay, this move down, bounce, up, came back down, bounced, up, came back down, bounced, up, came back down, bounced up. Oh, sorry. Natty Gas is pulling back a bit. Russell, there's like nothing to trade right now at all. Nothing wants to give us a up. Copper back down to this resistance. It's poking it. There we go. Maybe, 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 baby. Nope. Bounce again. Bow back above. Interesting. You know, I want to bring up a Dom and see if it's showing me anything. Get your minds out of the gutter. I mean, a depth of market. Copper. So what's this level? 75. There's no order sitting there right now. It's technically below it right. I mean, it's right at it right now. You got the bands right there as well. It looks like maybe now, yeah. It's like one of those conundrums. Let's sell in the ask and try and get in and see if it's going to continue to go down. So you can see I had a limit order, and this is why I hate using limit orders. Eh, cancel the limit order there. I don't know. It. Now see, I would have got filled there, but now we're in a green candle going back up. So I don't know. We'll see if I should have got in that trade or not. We can watch it. Not much else to do right now. Although, well, I guess while I was playing there with copper, Nasdaq's finally picked a direction. And Nasdaq's making me kind of look brilliant, even if I didn't take another trade. As I said, I thought eventually it was going to go up, back up to this 93 area, 91 area. That's exactly where it's at. Now let's see. Why did I draw that out there? Well, because of this point back here before the big Moderna crash. The big Moderna crash of November 30th. And it's now well above that. So where's our next resistance? Well, actually our next resistance is the high of the day, I think. I shouldn't have said that. No, I'm wrong. We're actually at this resistance point here. See if they can blow through there. Then we have one at 16,417 and 16,441. There's a strong move up by the Nasdaq. You're seeing in the last two candles, it's basically almost 50 points. UltraBond and copper again. Continue to watch what the Nasdaq does. It did get through that first resistance. So the next one is 417. Bond, UltraBond, pulling back. Copper still right around that support resistance line. trying here. So it's bouncing there. Notice we're not getting signals on anything right now, so nothing's really giving us anything. I mean, right now we're seeing strength on the indices, but that's about it. Oh, am I offline? No, okay. Twitch was showing me offline. Did I go down, guys? Anyone? Can anyone say was I showing as offline for a second or a minute? Does not show that I went off on YouTube. Twitch was showing me an offline, so I don't know. I think Restream had a problem there for a second. Up. Okay, we broke through that second resistance point. Heading toward the high of the day now at 441.50. I agree. I agree we're better than computers. The problem is computers tend to be faster at reaction times. Jay, what's the no for? Yeah, I think it's gonna. Well, oh, Mr. Higgles, this candle is now 27 points. It's 15 points of its high of the day. UBHGHG sending signals. Up there is the reversal. All-time highs. Still got a ways to go for there, doesn't it? Uh, all-time high 767. So you got about over 300 points to go for that yet. Okay, I was not offline at all, Jay. Restream had frozen up, and when I went over to the Twitch window, it was showing the disconnect screen, so I was just confused. So copper sent a signal, but it kind of not sure why. It's kind of sideways. Nasdaq and gold sideways. Nasdaq is continuing upwards. We're about 11 points away. Well, now it's pulling back. Copper wants to try and head down. Bonds never did get below that resistance. Natural gas continuing to head up. Thanks, Jay. Not sure what happened there. Restream was frozen, and it looked like YouTube was still going okay, but I went over to the Twitch window, and it was showing the guy holding his head in his hands, offline, whatever. Do want to thank everyone for joining me today. I've seen 9 viewers on Twitch, which is the most I've had in a long, long time. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. Tell me what you're trading, if you're trading, if you're just here learning. Ask any questions you might have. Lately, it's been very unusual for Twitch to outdo YouTube's numbers, and right now today, Twitch is absolutely killing YouTube. Hopefully, we can find one more good trade today. Let's see what we're doing here. We're back, still going up here on the Nasdaq, and you can see here, this is why I'm playing with Renkos. You know, see here, this looks so smooth going up, much more smoother than this, but I still got to figure out its viability. Crude actually made a new low of the day a bit earlier. Natural gas, so I'm on a daily chart. Oops. Natural gas made a new low of the day a little bit earlier as well. Gold's still roaring up. Another new high of the day there. UltraBond is making new highs for the day. UltraBond almost a 3-point range now for today. Tesla still heading into the stratosphere. Tesla wants to try and get back up to 1200. Uh, let's see here. So copper's right in the middle of its range, and you can see it's been kind of the same range for hours now. Russell also kind of in the middle of its range, daily range that is. A little bit of consolidation here around 16,430 for Nasdaq, about 5 to 10 points below its daily high. Big buy signal here on copper, but we have why won't I take this buy signal? Because our bands are straight, they're horizontal, and it just broke the third band. You can see it's kind of rejecting off that third band, which is right around 433.75. I'm expecting that this will reject down. Could I be wrong? Yeah, it happens every now and then. But in all seriousness, we'll see whether or not it just rejects or just keeps going and makes me look like I know nothing at this point. Let's see what it does. More often than not, this would reject here, in my opinion. I like playing reversals off the third Bollinger Band, but it's not always right. See here? See how it went up here and then rejected off the third band? Uh, Same here. Up here, rejected off the third band. Um, Third band, rejected. So more often than not, it does reject. Just this time that I happen to be pointing it out is one of the times it has not. As this has gone up total of 8 ticks. Yep, this sort of went at the profit target. So this likes to make, oh, it hasn't gotten the profit target yet. Let's see if it does. This is looking like it wants to make a fool out of me while I'm live. Sometimes copper can be vindictive. Never trust copper. Always trust copper. Never doubt copper. Bonds give us another short signal. I'm hesitant. bonds, the short signal here, remember I'm usually looking for 7 ticks. So let's see. That would have given us 6. Which would be enough to move it to break even. But you can see this again is pulling back. Didn't go into that buy signal just because it was a huge candle. NASDAQ is now. It went up when I wasn't looking here. This big candle here, 20 points. So you can see here the NASDAQ has hit its high of the day. It's made a new high of the day. So where's our next resistance point, we ask? And that's a good question right there. We haven't been this high since, well, it's been a while. Looks like the last time we were here was the 22nd. Let's zoom in on the 22nd, which is here. It came down harsh on the 22nd. I don't remember, was there something about the 22nd? Monday, November, nothing that I remember. And it blew through this area. So there's no real resistance area now until all the way up here, which is, well, honestly, it's about 600, just shy of 600. So that's a lot of room. I don't know whether I don't think we'll get there today, but it's the Nasdaq, and stranger things have happened. You can see it's definitely showing strength up. It's basically telling that Moderna CEO, I don't care what you had to say. S&P not at its high of the day and nowhere really close. It's still 30 points off. So you can see the S&P is not moving into the same what's what I'm looking for, bigger moves, I guess, as the I wanted a better word there, but I can't think of it right now. Crude's going up. Something happened that the to ensure that the economy isn't going to crash, because you see everything's kind of heading up that has to do with the economy. Crude, the indices. Though, what's the bonds doing? Bonds, yeah, even bonds are kind of. UltraBond again. So there's a buy signal. I got distracted for a second reading the Earn and Trade Discord. You all should become members of the Earn and Trade Discord. Great information there. Buy signal here on the bonds, the James bonds. Let's look at our resistance again. Jay loves it when I say James bonds. So I do that for him. Where our top before was at 2004. So we're going to wait to see if it gets past there. I believe that's our high of the day as well. Check that here in a second. Boom. Yes, that's our high of the day. So if it breaks high of the day, we'll jump on and try and maybe get into a trade there. Ouch. I just bumped my elbow. That hurt. Oh. stretching. Oh. Russell, NASDAQ. Russell, NASDAQ. Russell, NASDAQ. NASDAQ has pulled back here some. Now, real quick too. I mean, it hit that high, 456, and we're 5 minutes later, we're down 40 points. It's a quick flush down. S&P and the Russell did the same. Crude did the same. Natural gas was already in doing it. Bonds. I'd like to get one more good trade. We are nearing 10:15 on the East Coast. Probably run this just to the top of the hour. It's time for me to jump in and start working my regular crap. Gold just continues to make new highs of the day. Making new all-time highs would be awesome, but yeah. So where's our next resistance point on gold? You can see here. Not too far back, actually. Friday. So we're here where this yellow line is just about. It's pulling back a little bit. But so our next resistance is where it topped out on Friday. Right here. Came up, and said, uh-oh, no more. Right there. So we're still five points away from that. After that, I think we got to go back pretty far. Yeah, we do. Way back to the 22nd. Like that's that long ago. That was a week ago. A week and a day ago. And our resistance points are here at 23. And then the next one isn't all the way up here at 42. So that'll be a ways to go, and I don't think we'll see that today. But we'll see. UltraBond pulling back. UltraBond again. You see, I was waiting for it to break that resistance. It did make a new high of the day at 20.05 by one tick, and it did finish above. But even when I was watching, I would have waited because you see, it was rubbing up against the Bollinger Band, and it did reject back down to the SMA line. So it's probably gonna make another run up and try again. NQ pulled back, went under the SMA line, back above it and back below it. This this gives an indication to me that it's going to go down, head downward, because it's gotten back below the SMA line. But I'll wait for the signal. Nothing's really sent us a signal yet. ES is making the same sort of move. Russell is below his SMA line. Russell did send us a signal, but reversed. Its SMA line is kind of like almost horizontal. NQ now sending us a signal. A lot of signals all of a sudden. Crude, NQ, HG, ES, GC. Let's see. ASDAQ pulling back. NG. Yeah, crude pulling back. Okay, so something to spook the market again? Oh, Powell's talking. Uh-oh. I forgot. Jerome Powell started talking at 10 Eastern. And so did Janet Yellen. Lets me go to Twitter and see whether or not any of these Twitters are telling me anything. Um, let's see. Yellen. Yellen usually causes more issues than Powell. Let's see here. Food insecurity dropped 24%. Yellen doesn't seem real upset about the variant. She says that the United States economy is on pace to reach full employment 2 years faster than the Congressional Budget Office had estimated. Uh, uh, she says she's confident the U.S. recovery remains strong. And then we just get into political stuff. So nothing major, but so I'm not sure. Market looks a little spooked here. Might just be a correction. Taking this short signal would have been a good idea instead of looking at the news. On both of these, it would have worked easily, both the ES and the NQ. Hopefully, other people were taking those signals while I was there looking up the news. Crude, would have been a good signal here. Gold has not given us a signal, even though it's pulled back. Copper did, but I don't like it. Treasuries continue to head upwards and beyond. Up there's that signal of gold. I still don't know if I like it though. It's broken the SMA, but I'm expecting it to pull back and come back down. Um, oh god. Do want to thank everyone for joining me today. Go for about another half hour or so. Hopefully, you're out there making money, or learning, or sim trading, or whatever, and things are going well. I am up today. Hold on 1 minute. Uh, Sorry about that. Uh, December. My goal is to get funded. I've been saying that for the last 2 months or 3 months or whatever it has been. Started streaming 3 months ago. 3 months ago, it was September 2nd. So continue to work on it. We are up today and heading toward the goal. Gold, 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 gold. Not sure what the signal was on gold. Bonds continuing to go up. Not sure why we're getting another signal here. I think I got two different charts going on bonds. You can see soybeans could come down there, and this is a Renko chart on soybeans, and this chart really looks nice. So you can see here, each one of these represents 5 ticks, or 1 tick. I don't remember. Crap, I forget how soybeans move. But either way, this is a big pullback, and you see how smooth this looks. If I had taken just every short signal here underneath this 200 SMA, all of them would have worked. For some reason, it didn't show this one, but there was a short signal here. This is this one with the first one that wouldn't have worked. So that's definitely interesting to me to try out these Renkos. Be awesome if I could find something that really works for other people as well. Not that I don't think my current system works. I do. But I don't know. It's just I'm looking for something easy that everybody could easily duplicate. So, which is part of the reason I'm probably not funded yet, is because I'm trying to find something that's duplicatable. Because I want to help others. That's my main goal. See, that just bounced here back above 400. We do have a downtrending SMA line, so can it get it back above, or is it going to break down? Short signal on gold. Did exactly what I thought it would. Remember when I sent this signal here, I said it was going to come back up, and it did. Now it's trying to head back down. I like it. I love it. I might want some more of it. Gold. There we go. Gold. The fact that it's touching that third band, though, does give me pause. over 2 point candle closing in now. Yep, there's the bounce back up. Let's see if it comes back down. It did. Somewhat. See, it's trying to bounce. Oftentimes when you see a big candle down, especially if it goes into the third band, you'll see a bounce at first. But now it's showing red again. Up there. Looking at entering on gold, maybe. Uh, now it went without me. That's the part of that's the other thing that sucks about hesitating. Normally, if I'm charting this, I don't even ever look at this reversal and waiting. And now this went two points without me. That's frustrating. That's my own fault. So you can see here, if I gotten in on this, just got in, not worried about the reversal or whatever. It would have went two points so far, and it's still going. So let's see, what it does. My hesitation there caught me. Nasdaq's giving us a buy signal, but into close to the upper Bollinger Bands. This candle is 15 points or 13 points now. New candle opened. It's falling back. ES giving us the same signal. ES, that would be a great signal. ES actually showing more strength than the Nasdaq right now. Crude oil. Everything gave us a signal all at once. Look at this. Russell, S&P, crude, NQ. Now the bonds are giving us a short signal. ES would have given me the 2 points I look for. That'd been $100. Crude up 11 ticks. Russell up 2 points. So all these signals would have been good, and I didn't take any of them. Now why? That was kind of caught in the middle. I was playing with gold. I need a couple more monitors to be able to cover everything. I mean, I could just stare at NQ like some people do, and there's nothing wrong. You should stick to one or two assets, especially if you're new. I just I can't do that. But if I had, actually that NQ would not have worked. But is what it is. Bonds coming back up. I didn't realize bonds did hit a new high of the day. You can see here up to 210 or 210, 212, 213. something like that. So you can see this did a, the bonds did a nice little classic move here where it came up, rejected back down, but bounced off the SMA and went back up. And you can see it's been kind of doing that since here, just, which was about 20 minutes ago. Up, bounce, and up, bounce, and up. S&P, Russell continuing to move upwards, and Nasdaq is trying to as well, though it's kind of consolidated for the past few minutes. Gold would have reached a profit target off that if I had taken that trade. So you can all laugh at me. Big rejection here in the bonds. 12 ticks down. It's an interesting move there. Big move down here on gold as well. Big move down on everything. Seeing red all around. Interesting. So I wonder what caused this little bleed out. Not that I'm complaining. Oh my God. 31 points down on the NASDAQ. So big rejection down here. I agree. This is very tough to trade right now, and I don't know where this. I mean, this gold signals would have been good. Gold's been good the last few signals, but the indices are very hard to trade right now. Well, you can see these NQs on these signals on the NQ on the Brancos are doing very well. No, I mean, yeah, there is money to be made, but I'm not sure how to make it right now. There's nothing seems safe to enter. I mean, my signals here. I shouldn't say it. This gold would have worked. Uh, this signal here on Nasdaq would have worked for 15 points easy. It's down 30, so maybe I'm just being too hesitant. This short signal on copper would have ended up working, I believe. This short signal on the bonds. Whoops. Yeah, that would have given me my 7 ticks as well. So maybe I'm just too hesitant. Maybe we're both being too hesitant, Jay. This S&P would have given me 8 points. Uh, Russell 222. This Russell signal would have given me 8. I just been too hesitant. This natural gas would have been good. Like all the most recent signals and everything would have given me a good profit. Copper. Copper bouncing. Bouncity, bouncity, bouncity. Bonds bouncing. Everything's now. So look at this. Everything is in unison bouncing. Almost everything made this. I mean, it's, usually you see ES and the NQ make the same moves. But you don't usually see the Nasdaq, Copper, Treasury, Gold almost all make the same move. Weird. 20 minutes shy of 11 o'clock in Eastern Time. Probably go to about then here on the stream. While all these signals taunt me, I will, for the last time, remind everyone that Earn the Trade's Black Friday sales run through tonight at midnight. 50% off all evaluations, all mini gauntlets, and that's for the lifetime of the subscription. So if you take 2 months or 3 months or 5 months or 12 months, your each month will be 50% off until you either pass or cancel the subscription. So if you feel like you're ready for an evaluation or you're close to it, this might be a good deal for you. It's not often that they run 50% sales. I saw a 50% flash sale a couple months ago, and that was for 2 days. So I don't know what they have planned for December, but this is probably one of your better deals. Russell giving us a short signal. What's Tesla doing? Tesla kind of consolidating now. Copper came down, now kind of sideways as well. So when we see the big move downward, now we're kind of just calm. Reminder that for the rest of this week, the streams are tomorrow night, 7:45 p.m. Eastern, and then Thursday and Friday again in the mornings, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Copper's once again hanging out this support resistance line I drew out earlier. Came down 3 times, following it back up. Now it's trying to break it again. Actually broke it 4 times, so it doesn't understand what it wants to do. Nasdaq's also playing around the resistance area or support area. Yeah, definitely. I don't know where things now. Everything seems sideways, so I'm not sure where things are going to head the rest of the day. Yeah, we've been seeing some late afternoon or afternoon runs lately. out of the indices. So again, we're 2 for 2 from trades this morning. Would have liked to find one more good one. I've missed some opportunities. Looks like we're heading downward again now in the indices. Definitely seeing some bigger candles downward. This is 23 points. Those other ones were 29 and 24. So, just that quick. Sometimes you just don't realize how quick the market is moving, and you really gotta, you look back and you're like, how did this happen? Because, like, this is just 11 minutes ago. We hit a high of 437, and now we're down to 317. So in 11 minutes, it's just dropped 130 points. That's $2,600 a contract. And I should have jumped on this short signal here. Just this candle here is 25 points, which have been $500, and I didn't. It's just like sometimes the market's moving so fast, you're not even realizing it until after you look back and like, how did I miss that? And I hate that. UltraBond giving us a buy signal. Strong move up here, but a downtrending SMA. This is a 6-tick candle. Crude. Ooh, this is now a 10-tick candle. Big move up here. Downtrending bands. I don't think this is going to continue momentum. So, got about 10 minutes to go on the stream. Maybe something exciting will happen. And I need to do some work, and I need to prepare my monthly beer money post, and all that other fun stuff. Higgles, have you made any trades this morning? So here's the move on the NASDAQ and how it looks on the Franco chart, you can see, this is where the big sell-off started. 9:35. Now all so and it wouldn't have even given us time to get in. Here's 9:36 start, and it just continued all the way down. So this, definitely has some potential to it. Thinking how the Bollinger Bands turned off. 'Cause they don't really matter with Rankos. You can see they never really pierce the bands, but the SMA line is important, I think. I'll continue experimenting with them. Cool. Nice. Well, that's fun. I had to make that joke. NASDAQ continuing to move down. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not even. We're almost at the low of the day. Um, we're at 15 points away from the low of the day, which is amazing because we were at the high of the day 40 minutes ago. Uh, let's see, bouncing here. This is moving incredibly fast right now. It is a 5-minute chart. You can see that in this 5-minute, the last three candles, we went down 70 points, 5 points, and 80 points. That's amazing. 15 minutes went down over 150 points, which is $3,000. It's trying to bounce here, almost at the low of the day. But, I mean, just grabbing these short signals would have, and just riding them would have been a huge, huge gain. Uh, UltraBond sending us a signal. Um, boy, it's a short signal. You see this buy signal did not work. This short signal did not work. Bonds are kind of just doing this S thing, and I just it's a hard market to trade, but I'm making it harder than what it needed to be. Just jumping on that short signal there because there was really no reason not to, and writing this down would have been incredible. Would have been over $2,000. I couldn't even rode. Couldn't even gone all the way down with it because of the consistency rule in earn to trade. So I could have gotten about $1,200 and gotten out. So this is definitely, you can see there's a lot of money to be made, especially once funded. Get comfortable with three contracts, writing down 50 points on three contracts, 150 points, $3,000. Writing down more than that, it's more than that. Bet you didn't realize that. So sometimes you just gotta and see this short signal here on the bonds. I didn't want to take it because I wasn't sure, and it's gone down 10 ticks. So never quite know. Sorry about the background noise. We have hit a new low of the day, I believe, here on the NQ. Yes, we did. So this is just amazing. I where did this sell-off come from? I don't know. I mean, we have now gone from in less than an hour, 456 down to almost down to 200. So almost 250 points. It's $5,000 in less than an hour. What's Tesla doing? Tesla also falling big time. So you can see Tesla running in sympathy with the indices. S&P down, Russell down, crude oil down. Either Yellen or Powell said something that spooked the market. I don't know what it was, but something they said spooked the market, and they had to have. Gold's even down, and gold usually, when the market gets spooked, gold usually goes up. Copper's down. Everything's down. All 8 things I watch are going down. I mean, this is just, yeah. And Mr. Higgles, I agree. At some point, long would be good, but where? I'm not going to run a 50-point stop loss on the NQ waiting for it to go long. You know, I just don't know where it's going to go. I mean, right now we're down. We just dropped another 20 points in the last from this 5-minute candle. We just set another new daily low. Down to 161 from a high of 456. So almost 300 points now down. I don't know. I wasn't following the actual speech. I just know that they were speaking both Yellen and Powell were testifying before Congress starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I have no idea how long that testimony was, but I mean something spooked this market big time. I I mean I haven't studied the prior how things worked in the past. I wonder if speeches are more powerful now because of the pandemic and people are so easily spooked by anything to do with anything with the economy. So I don't know, you know, but I hate the fact that I'm sitting here and I didn't get in it on any of this. I really do. This is the stuff that can make and make accounts, and I just didn't take it. Didn't take any of it. I mean, everything is red. I could have shorted anything. Nasdaq, gold, gold's. I mean, gold's dropped. Look at gold from its high of the day. Gold hit its high of the day here, less than 45 minutes ago at 811, and it's almost down to its low of the day at 86. So gold's dropped $2,500 a contract. Copper. Copper since here, 34 down to 29. Oh, lower than that. It's made a new low of the day. It's about down about $1,500. UltraBonds are bouncing. At least they're trying to bounce back up. But I mean, you could have went short on everything and made money. Bonds sending us a buy signal. So you're saying we're at the bottom here? because it's still kind of going down. Uh, Dude, it's dropped another. Nasdaq's dropped another 20 points since you said that. Oh, copper. Well, okay. Next time you need to say that. Copper is kind of showing a little bit of a bounce. So we're at 11 o'clock, and I plan to cut the stream here, but this is actually kind of interesting to just watch this bleed out. I mean, I probably could stop this bleed out by entering a short signal, and that would ensure that the market reverses. But I don't. I mean, this is just. Remember, if you are here from YouTube, to please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Big, another 7 points down on gold. Wow. Copper, another 17 ticks downward. Gold, oh, wow. There's no bottom. Yeah, Higgles, if I had followed your advice, I'd be like hurting right now. His sell-off's immense. 35 points down gold. Copper just continuing to fall. And I don't know. I don't want to jump in because this is FOMO land, and at this point, it could reverse at any time. I don't know where the bottom is, and jumping in here is just. I mean, let's real quickly look at support and resistance. Maybe help if I actually kept the right thing up. Um, oh, I mean, it wasn't this far. It was only Friday that we hit low. These, lower than this. So here's about where we're at now. This is about where we opened on Monday, so our Sunday evening. So our next major support area though is here, all the way down at 995. So right around the even number, 988 or so. So we'll see if this continues for NQ. But how do you really, is support and resistance that important when everything is dropping? When you have a sell off over the entire market, I'm not sure that pointing out a support or resistance area over on one asset is as important. Do you just keep following? That last resistance was right around 15,988, so it would still have another 150 points to go from this point. But it seems like maybe it's bouncing here off of 111.50. It's reversed now by 30, 40 points. Gold's bounced here too as well, back up by about 8 points. So maybe we have finally found the bottom. Copper, copper's up a little bit. Treasury bonds are up a little bit. We're seeing green here on everything. It's kind of amazing the way everything just stopped right there, except for crude. Crude's kind of a little bit of an outlier, but everything bounced right at the same time. And again, once you have a huge downtrend like that, obviously at some point it's going to go up, and it is. But how much do you trust it to go up? Is it going to? Is this just a pullback from the downtrend, or is it? Is this sustained buyers coming in finally and grabbing some discounts, basically? I just wish I had just gotten this short, taken off my stop loss, and let it run. That would have been awesome. One day I'll start doing that. Today wasn't the day, obviously. Okay, things have seemed to settle. We're kind of sideways here. We'll go 5 more minutes. I'm already 5 minutes over where I wanted to be at this point. So unless something explosive happens in the next 5 minutes, that'll be the end of today's stream. Remember, last day for Earn to Trade Black Friday sales. And tomorrow I'll be on in the evening, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Then back here Thursday and Friday morning. Yeah, I mean, we missed the big move. It'll be interesting to see what it does the rest of the day. You know, sometimes after a big sell-off like this, then it'll bounce and it'll start coming back up the rest of the day. This was almost like an FMOC day. So, definitely interesting. Yeah, we definitely missed a big short. And that's okay. There's Tomorrow's another day. There's always going to be opportunities. I'm happy that I'm up today. I'm in profit, which means I'm closer to my goals. So yeah, definitely seeing sideways action now, although, I mean, not a lot of momentum. Yeah, it's definitely taking a breather, and then we'll probably start seeing move up. I'm not sure it's going to regain everything it just lost, but definitely time for some bulls to step in and get some momentum going. Yeah, ending the day. Well, I mean, assuming I don't take any trades in the afternoon, and usually I don't. Uh, let's see. So, yep, right now up 178.50 on the day. If I don't take any more trades, that's where I'll end the day. Ended up, you know, last night I took a loss on crude, 13 ticks, then a 14 tick win on gold, a 4 tick loss on the ES, then a 4 tick win today on the bonds, and 37-point win on the micro NASDAQ. That's where we get our 178 on the day. So that's what I'm going to call it for the day. Thank everyone for joining me. Again, I'll be back here tomorrow evening, then Thursday morning and Friday morning. Let's continue our green run, and I'll see you all back here then. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.